how are you living this whole new pandemic? These strange things that we weren't supposed to be happening, and it changed the entire world. How affects you emotionally?
Well, I mean, it's a real disappointment because as far as Metallica is concerned, and playing music and going out on tour and recording, all that has been put on hold. And it's like the entire world has hit a pause button, and for me that's very frustrating because I like to work, I like to keep busy. When I'm just sitting around not doing anything, bad things happen to me because I'm very mischievous. But I can't stress enough how sad we are that we weren't able to come down to South America and play those shows.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a real disappointing sort of thing to realize that we had to cancel all our shows all over the world. And so we're trying to figure out what we can do to move forward and not lose this entire year. It's a good thing that we have an album coming out on August 28th of S&M 2, and we're hoping that could be a good consolation for fans around the world who are probably missing Metallica right now. And so that's a very positive thing for myself, knowing that we have an album coming out amongst this time.
This amazing new show that you put out with the San Francisco Symphony, why did you decide to honor the record that you recorded 20 years ago?
Well, the 20th anniversary of it was coming up, and we were aware of that, but we really didn't make any plans to celebrate that. And then one day we got approached by a group of people who were opening up a new venue in San Francisco called the Chase Center, and they asked us if we would help open up the venue, and we said, yeah, sure, no problem. And then literally the next question was, do you want to revisit the S&M shows with the San Francisco Symphony at the Chase Center? We were like, absolutely. And so that's how that second series of shows came about. And we just took that opportunity and we ran with it. And we developed a completely different stage show, developed a completely different stage that accommodated the orchestra, and a different production. And it was, we felt that we could bring enough new things to update the entire experience and modernize it and make it a completely separate experience than the first shows were. And I think we did a really good job at doing that.
Which things have changed in Metallica in between those two gigs, between the symphony from 1999 and the symphony from 2019?
Oh, well, we all had families.
Yeah.
We all became fathers. Let's see, James is sober, I'm sober. A lot has changed for sure. I mean, I would say that we're better musicians now than we were 20 years ago. We're a different band now, because I sincerely believe that when Rob Trujillo joined the band, we became a different band, a better band. Much more in terms of musical potential with Rob, and also we went into this with the experience of having done it like 4 or 5 times in the past, with the recording of the last show and then taking it on tour and playing a show in New York and a show in Berlin. And so, I mean, it was good to come back to a place that you've been before. It's like visiting a wonderful city that you haven't been to in 20 years, and you come back and there's all these new things, but still kind of the same city, but there's all these new stuff everywhere. That's what it was like coming back to the orchestra.
Yesterday, or in this past hours, you released some footage of you rehearsing again with mask, with social distance. How was that new reunion of this band?
It was great. We were all very nervous because we'd all been isolated for so long. And so we put in a health protocol into HQ. What people are doing now in the United States is they're handing out certificates for certain people so that they're qualified to work with maskless artists. So a scenario would be like a movie crew.
Yeah.
You know, the actor won't have a mask on because they're filming, but everyone else on the set has full masks, face shields, you know, trench coats, gloves, you know, sanitizer, spray sanitizer, the whole deal. And I've gotten 4 COVID tests in the last week.
Oh.
And I'm getting one today as well. Yeah, so it's really, really important for us that we don't infect anyone. We don't get anyone infected because we want to work. We really, really want to work. And so, yeah, rehearsing the other day with masks on, it was an experience.
And I can imagine how much technology has changed that you were able to rehearse or to record via Zoom. I know you have these Zoom meetings once a week, but now see your face again. It's like, okay, this is my good friend, and I'm seeing him again. I can imagine that you were eager for that moment.
Yeah, it was really important for us to be able to be in the same room and like playing our instruments and feeling that synergy that we have, and just to like know that, you know, your band members alive and well and healthy and capable and functioning. I mean, it helped me a lot. It helped me feel like, yeah, you know, we're going through this, but if we just keep on being disciplined, we'll get through this, and we're working now, and that's the most I can ask for, is the fact that we're working now.
You developed something over these months, this quarantine time?
What we're doing is we're at the very, very, very beginning of the songwriting process, and I have over 600 pieces of music that I've been going through over the last couple months. Yes, it takes me that long. and this is the beginning of us getting all our musical ideas together into one spot and listening to them and picking out what's the best stuff to develop into songs. So you can say that, yeah, you know, that process is starting, but we're at the very, very beginning. We're at the starting line. And so it's one way for us to get something done in these weird times when there's not a lot of touring or social interaction or whatever. So getting our ideas together is what we're doing right now.
Where you keep the anger, the rage to keep screaming through truths after nearly 40 years of band?
In terms of like, you know, our emotional states and just our emotional makeup, I can safely say that all of us are just really angry individuals. that you know, because of our upbringing and our you know, our environments in our early childhood, it developed you know, anger in all of us. You know, all 4 of us, and that's part of why it's how we found each other. Is that anger manifested itself in the way we play our instruments and our choice of music, and you know, we all decided to play really, really high energy, angry music because we were just high energy, angry individuals, and you know, there's fame and fortune and the spoils of all that do not cure you know, certain emotional states. You know, if anything, it's a distraction, unless you choose to use it to, like, you know, work on yourself. for me, I mean, that rage is something I have to deal with all the time because it's in my life, my normal life and my personal life, and I have to learn how to deal with it all the time. So it's always there. So when I strap on a guitar, start playing, it all comes out naturally. It's all there. It's all in me, and it will always be in me. Same thing with James, Lars, Rob. It's always there. It never goes away. As much as we play music, what the music does is it might calm us down and give us some satisfaction. But I mean, it's something that just doesn't go away. Now, in terms of inspiration, for me, I've always been a very curious person, intellectually curious, musically curious, creatively curious. I don't believe in doing the same thing twice, and I don't believe in creating music that's already been created. And there is a caveat there in that you can create something that's similar to something, but still be its own creation. But I'm also not interested in that either. I'm interested in developing new sounds, new songs, new riffs, new feels, because that's what I do. And to repeat myself would be going back in my past and reliving my musical life of my past. And to me, that's boring. I need the challenge. It's what gets me up in the morning.
How do you imagine this new normality that we are going to pass through the next months is going to affect Metallica's act live?
That's hard to say because here in the United States, things change every 2 weeks. It seems like with every gestation period that the coronavirus goes through, which is about 2 weeks, there's a different scenario in the United States, and you have a whole different group of people saying one thing, another group of people saying another thing, and it's just very frustrating because for someone who wants to move through this, the landscape changes every single time. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out how we can play shows so that we're not endangering our audience, we're not endangering ourselves, we're not endangering our crew, and we're not endangering each other. And that is a big, big problem to solve. And we are working on it continuously and throwing around ideas.
But you weren't able to come to Argentina on April, but the day of the concert you released a kind of an anthology of your shows here in Argentina, and that was really, really important for the audience, for your fans, for the people. How you choose from this nearly 25-year relationship with the Argentinian crowd, the songs that you were going to put out to the fans?
Well, it was more so just picking the songs because every single time that we played Argentina and Buenos Aires, it's been amazing for Metallica. And Argentina has shown so much love for Metallica and Buenos Aires in particular, that every time we go there, we know that we can expect a real super, super warm welcome from us, or for us, and we can expect to feel a lot of love coming from the Argentinian audience. And so, we know that all those shows that we recorded were probably really, really great shows. It's just picking which songs to put in, really.
Hope to see you soon in Buenos Aires when this whole thing is over. You still have this date, the December 4th, in San Isidro. Do you think that you were going to be able to make it?
All I can say is that I really, really hope that we are able to play all the things that we're still obligated to play. It's the thing that we do. And to be denied that, it's very disappointing. So yes, I hope to see everyone out there, all my friends out in Buenos Aires very soon.
Thank you so much, Kirk, and have a nice day.
All right, thank you.